Hey everybody, welcome to this incredible essential oils intro class. My name is Lisa and I am an essential oils educator and a wellness advocate with doTERRA Essential Oils. And I'm here today to talk to you guys about up-leveling your health, okay? I'm gonna tell you some really cool stuff about essential oils. I'm gonna tell you like my own story about how I got started with essential oils. And I'm gonna really make sure that this super value-packed event, this webinar is going to be everything that you need to really get to know essential oils, okay? So I think the place to start actually is going to be to tell you guys what essential oils are, how sourcing affects quality, and how to use the top 10 oils safely and effectively. But in that, there's so much to unpack, okay? So grab a cup of tea, grab some water. I've always got my water with me with a drop of lemon in it, and let's get started. So, like I said, my name is Lisa McIsaac. I'm the founder of a little business called Essentially Hardcore. I lead other women and men into holistic health. I'm also a biz leader. I have a team of people that are also building businesses with me, which is really fantastic. We're a really great, health conscious, incredible bunch. I'm a doTERRA wellness advocate, as I mentioned, and I'm also a mother of 2 kids. And we're going to see a little slide about those guys because they play really big into the reason that I do what I do. If you feel compelled to, these are some of the areas that you can follow me on social. I always encourage you guys to send me an email. That's the easiest way to get a hold of me. And you can also check out my website. So first of all, I just want to tell you what I believe. I want to give also big props to one of my greatest mentors. Her name is Ange Peters. And I'm so excited to and gifted with these slides that she's made available to us to share and to customize. So I want to show you with you guys some of the things that that she believes and that I believe as well. So there is a time and place for modern medicine. I'm super grateful for it. And when we talk about my story a little bit in a couple minutes, you're going to understand why that's so important to me. It's also worth exploring nature's solutions before taking a synthetic approach. This is key. I think that this is something that we don't jump to soon enough and that we just sort of like nail into the pharmaceuticals right away a lot of times. And so we're really going to focus on getting well rather than just getting better. I do believe that our body is designed to heal itself when given the right tools. Our behavior is an expression of our belief, and that most people have no idea how great they should feel. Now, the 2 last ones are key to me because I didn't actually understand what those really meant. I didn't realize that we could feel better than we do. And I didn't realize that how we behave was actually an expression of how we believe we deserve to be treated and how we believe that we see the world. So I use as my motto that I deserve to feel vibrant, confident, strong, capable, and empowered. And I believe that for you as well. So this is where my story begins, okay? These are my kids when they were younger, right around the time when I started to experience some of my health problems. So Callan is my little guy, and he's in the top 2 pictures, and Imogen is my daughter, and she's in the bottom 2. And then you'll see a couple slides here. So Imogen had incredible eczema and different problems with her skin. They were so bad, in fact, that we actually moved provinces. We moved from Alberta, where it's very dry, and we moved into British Columbia, where it's a lot moister, because we knew that we couldn't go through another winter with her skin flaking and being in pain the way it was. And I was doing everything that I thought that I should do to help her with her skin issues, even down to making my own laundry soap. But I was using synthetic things to make my laundry soap. The soaps that I was using to make my laundry soap were scented with things that I didn't trust any further, and it wasn't helping her skin get any better. Then I did see this film and this called The Human Experiment. That was really interesting, and it really actually reinforced some of the stuff that I believed was actually going on for sure anyway. So I think that we have been the victims of a huge experiment in so many different ways, not just with our cleaning supplies, but also with the medications that we take, um, the recommended things that we should put in our body, and it's actually quite devastating. The picture down in the right-hand corner, this is a litany of medications that I no longer have to take, or that I no longer take. There's still a couple that I do take, and in 2015 I had a really huge health crisis, and these are the medications that they sent me home with from the hospital. And I looked at these bottles. You can see that lots of them are quite full still, and I'm actually very proud of that, because that's when I realized that modern medicine had saved my life, but that it wasn't going to be able to make me well. And when I looked at those bottles, I saw my future, and I was like, I'm in my 30s. That is not what's happening to me. So that began my real path to wellness. So I just want to pop this in here, that this is my personal experience. These are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease, although those side effects may occur, I'm just saying. These are going to supplement and support your health and wellness. So there's a bunch of things that you have to do. You know, you're not going to cure your diabetes with one oil, but it definitely can help you support your wellness goals if you are looking to help yourself. So as I kind of talked about, there's these two paths that exist. We have this fantastic medical system that was set up and designed to help us deal with acute disease, and is now dealing with epic proportions of chronic disease. I know this firsthand, folks, 100%. We have meds on the left and nature on the right. Medicine is synthetically produced. It's prescribed by your doctors. Patients use it. Side effects occur. You go back to the doctor, you adjust. This is the way that the medical system works. The natural system, where nature produces compounds and different medicines, they meet our body's needs and the body heals itself. That is ultimately the goal of what we want. Functional medicine is medicine by cause, not symptom. So if we're looking at the cause of something and addressing the cause, we're not just addressing the symptom. Functional medicine practitioners don't, in fact, treat disease. We treat your body's ecosystem. We get rid of the bad stuff, we put in the good stuff, and because your body is an intelligent system, it does the rest. I believe this to the deepest part of my core, and I'm living that every single day. The fundamentals of a healthy lifestyle. This stuff did not come naturally to me. This is stuff that I had to learn. Of course, we have the proactive medical care and informed self-care on the top. This is where you're working with your functional medicine doctor, your naturopathic doctor, all of those different people, and they're helping you create proactive medical care and informed self-care. But the things that you really have control over are reducing your toxic load, how much rest you get and the kind of stress that you bring into your life, exercising and eating properly. And that actually creates this incredible wellness pyramid where you set really strong foundations at the bottom, and then the proactive medical care and informed self-care takes care of itself at the top, and it becomes a smaller portion of what you're actually addressing. So what are some of your concerns when it comes to your family's healthcare? I want you to ask yourself that, because you're going to want to think about that as we go through the webinar today. Let's not forget, folks, that these were not long ago, right? So some of my personal favorites are like this one on the left here, where more doctors smoke Camels than any other cigarette. How about that? Better start in life, start cola earlier. How about that from the Soda Pop Board of America? That's pretty incredible. And then all over America, more scientists and educators smoke Kent with the micronite filter. Could you imagine? Like, this was legit. This isn't a joke. These are actually ads that were running in magazines. Doctors smoking Camels, babies drinking cola. This is what we're talking about when we talk about the human experiment. So lucky for us, we know better, and so we can do better. Now, I like it when people start throwing around the term big pharma, because I'm one of those people that does believe that big pharma exists 100%. And it's not a conspiracy, it's just a fact. Prescription drugs are made from synthetics. They mimic natural substances, and you can't patent at this point. You can't patent a natural product. This is a big, big issue for a lot of pharmaceutical companies, and they're working with other farmers and different things to try to patent them, but it's not happening so far. So we're really lucky. It's really, really difficult and naive to think that we can isolate a chemical, for example, um, you know, salicylic acid, which is found in things like wintergreen and willow and stuff like that, or salicylates, and then create a synthetic that is going to do the same thing. In simple terms, the body's healing efforts are redirected often to try to deal from the side effects that the drug introduced into the body. So you guys need to understand that this is a profitable company, industry. Pharmaceutical industry is one of the most profitable businesses in the entire United States. America is the only country in which pharmaceutical companies are allowed to directly market drugs to consumers. Up here in Canada, we're not allowed to see ads for Viagra, for example, on television and actually have them tell you what Viagra does. Our ads have to be a little bit more under the radar, where we intimate that this couple is going to go and have intimate relations, but we're not ever sure exactly what that drug does. We have to go and research it ourselves. But in the United States, that's not the case at all. You guys, there are over 100,000 visits to emergency rooms every year due to complications from pharmaceutical drugs. I firsthand know people that have become addicted to pharmaceuticals. I was one of them due to my stay in the hospital, and it's very, very, very tricky business. So I feel very passionate about this. I could probably talk about this forever, but what you need to know is that people are put into the emergency room more frequently from complications from pharmaceutical drugs every year in the United States than those that come in resulting from crack, cocaine, meth, and heroin complications combined. It's a pretty serious thing. So here's just some more facts and figures for you guys. Excuse me. North America makes up 5% of the world's population, but it consumes 47% of the drugs. And our healthcare systems, Canada and the United States, they're ranked 30 and 37th respectively. You guys, this is a huge, huge problem. You can see that the distribution of pharmaceuticals in the circle graph there, it's pretty intense. I mean, Sweden is only, you know, I'll leave that up there for you to interpret it. Down in the right hand corner there, we have Kim Kardashian talking about this drug here, which is actually designed to help her deal with her morning sickness. It's a version of Diclectin, I believe. And that's pretty telling right there, when pregnant Kim Kardashian can actually market a pharmaceutical on her Instagram page. So personally in my life reached a tipping point. I know that health seems to be defined as the absence of disease, but health can actually be so much more. You guys, the truth is that preschool age children are the fastest growing age group being prescribed antidepressants. How about that? That's not wellness, right? The US produces and uses 85% of the world's Ritalin. 10 million adverse reactions from the FDA approved over-the-counter prescription drugs. And this is not mild nausea or headache. People die, 60 to 140,000 people die every year from adverse drug reactions. Each year, more Americans die taking prescription drugs than the entire Vietnam War. Half the drugs approved by the FDA since 1976 were later found to be much more toxic than previously thought, and several had to be removed from the market. That's from Julian Whitaker, MD. You guys, the drug overdose death rates in the United States have tripled since 1990. This is a tipping point. We're in it right now. So just to talk a little bit more about this, we have this really important book, which I super recommend that you guys read if you get a chance to. Mild Problems. The idea here is that we are driving more and more of our people into what the pharmaceutical industry has available to us. So things that are mild problems are being labeled as more complicated diseases. You have a runny nose, now it's being called allergic rhinitis. PMS is a psychiatric disorder. Hyperactive children often have been labeled as ADD. Now that's not to say that these things do not exist and that these aren't accurate. I think the question would be, If there weren't so many pharmaceuticals designed to treat the problem, would this be something that we were moving towards so quickly? We really need to figure out the person who takes medicine must recover twice, once from the disease and once from the medicine. This is true in my life, and I know that we need to figure out a way that that isn't what happens for everybody. So let's talk about being born toxic. So you guys saw the pictures of my kids at the beginning. Um, I was not aware when I was pregnant about some of the damages that I could be doing to my body. There are 75,000 chemicals that are regularly manufactured in the United States, and that is not even including the chemicals that are worldwide. Babies are born at risk for toxic load in their mother. We know from testing breast milk, we know from testing, like doing amniocentesis, we know that there are toxins that exist within the mother that can be passed on to the baby. There are 287 toxins, including mercury, that are found in blood samples from newborns. Of those chemicals that are found in the cord blood, it's known that 180 of those chemicals can cause cancer in humans. 217 are toxic to the brain, and 208 cause birth defects or abnormal development in animal tests. You guys, that's really, really brutal. Children also are, meanwhile, they have greater exposure to chemicals pound for pound than adults. They're tiny. Their toxic load is achieved just like that, whereas it takes us longer to reach toxic overload. It doesn't take kids as long. So how are they being exposed to chemicals? It's coming from things like plastics in our day-to-day life, car exhaust, all of those different things. But the real culprit, especially for women, are personal care products. On an average day, the average woman is exposed to 61 chemicals in their personal care products, 27 of which have not been found safe for children. They're not recommended for kids, and yet we're putting them on our bodies, and that is transferring into our babies. And that's a really serious problem. So some of the products that we are told as mothers as well and as parents to use on our kids can be really, really toxic for kids. I fell victim to, because remember I said that Imogen had really bad eczema. I fell victim to giving her a bath in Johnson's & Johnson's lavender bath every night, and then rubbing her down with the lavender the cream afterwards. And every day I did that for about a month until that I realized that this was not the way to do it. So this does not mean, of course, that the only safe option is to live in a bubble. What we can do is really work hard to reduce our toxic load, and companies like doTERRA make it easy, and I'm going to show you how. These are the top 12 toxins, you guys, in personal care products. Some of them you may have heard of, some of them you may not have. Scents and perfume, you can see over here. That is considered the new secondhand smoke. The scents that we put into a lot of our personal care products are 100% artificial, and they will, we know, I'm not saying they can, they will make us sick. These are just some of the things that you can find in personal care products. I really recommend going to the EWG, the Environmental Working Group database, and you can find out more information there. Okay, so my greatest concern, and what everyone's greatest concern should be, is how can we put healthcare back into their own hands, into our own hands? This is the fundamental reason that I do what I do, okay? I agree with Terry Friedman. I envision a new holistic system to replace the current one that emphasizes personal responsibility. I'm not interested in gatekeeping. I'm not interested in people feeling that they have learned helplessness or are disempowered from their wellness. I'm into them taking their wellness into their own hands and addressing the whole person, doing what feels right in the body, both mentally, physically, emotionally, and spiritually. And I think that from there is where we're going to move forward. So ask yourself, okay, we're going to take a pause here. Ask yourself, I want you to just think about this. How do you feel in your physical body? How do you feel in your body? Do you have vibrant energy? Are you in pain? Do you feel strong? How do you feel? I know this can vary from day to day, but how do you feel right now? Spiritually, you guys, how do you feel? You don't need to be connected to one church or one leader or anything like that, but there is a connection to other humans and to your level of gratefulness and how you feel. Do you feel connected in your heart to your purpose, or are you just going through the motions every single day, doing what you want to do day in and day out? There's also emotional health, you guys. How do you feel emotionally? Are you a disaster that doesn't want to get up in the morning? Do you feel overwhelmed at the drop of a hat? How is your environment set up so that you can show up and lead a strong physical life and a strong spiritual life? I'm speaking from a place of real experience here. I've had to do a lot of work on this. And I want to say that this is not meant to judge yourself. This is just an honest inventory, okay? Because one thing that I've learned in the last 3 years is that perfection is not the goal. It's about progression. So committed yes, perfect no. That's where we're headed with our health journey. So even just moving the needle a tiny bit on a consistent basis is going to get you closer than literally doing nothing and living your life as a nightmare, simply put. So let's talk about why essential oils, guys. So number one, they've been used for centuries to support the body in healing. They are 100% natural. There is nothing added. There is nothing taken away. They work with the body as opposed to against the body to promote health, and the side benefits are not side effects. They restore the natural body's balance. They're multidimensional versus just the one-dimensional synthetic robotic action of drugs. They are 50 to 70 times more powerful than herbs alone. They have a huge spectrum of applications. They uplift mood, they remove unnecessary toxins, and they're easy to use, you guys. One drop is often just the absolute most that you need in so many applications. They're affordable as well. You can use one bottle of essential oil, last you 5 years for sure. My oregano oil currently is going on 1.5 years old right now because I don't use it all the time. I use it when we get sick. And the really cool thing is we get sick less and less, so I don't use as much oregano oil. They're also really, oh, I said that, they're affordable, yeah. And with an honest brand, you have 100% pure magic. With a brand that's concerned about profit over people, you don't have pure plant magic. You have synthetics and you have fillers, but we'll talk about that in a minute. You also have, and with an honest brand, you also have oils that are sourced indigenously, where the plant thrives, where it has the highest therapeutic benefits, and it's its natural habitat. These are super key important items. So you guys, here, have a little peek at this. Let's see if I can bring us up to this. We'll see if the connection works.
There are no wasted efforts in nature.
Yeah, it's not going to work. Sorry, folks. Part of the thing that I live with is that I live on an island.
The fragrance of a flower.
So I don't always have the best internet connection. We'll try that next time. Okay, so what are essential oils? Now that we're talking about oils, we've talked all about why I do what I do and who I am, but we're going to talk about why essential oils, you guys. Essential oils are simply volatile aromatic compounds. They are extracted and distilled from plants. Over here, you can see peppermint. This is peppermint right here, and this is the little sacs of essential oil that exist right on the peppermint plant. And we take that and we put it into bottles. Literally, that's it. They are more concentrated than herbs. We talked about that. There is 1 drop of peppermint is equivalent to about 40 cups or 30 cups of peppermint tea. And they also affect us on a cellular level. So you can see there, that's a little drawing of a cell. If you can imagine your cell as your fist, and around it you have an oily membrane. Well, synthetic drugs have a really hard time getting through that oily membrane. So when you have a bacteria that grows on the outside of your cells and can make you feel sick, synthetics will work well because it doesn't have to get into the cell. It just comes along, does its job in your water-soluble body, and cures the bacterial infection. But then when we have things like viruses that exist within the cell, you have to have something that can permeate that oily membrane, and big old synthetic water-soluble molecules aren't going to be the things that do it. And this is one of the areas where essential oils really shines. There's 3 grades of essential oils, you guys. Synthetic, we've got food grade, and then we have therapeutic, but there's a fourth, and that's called CPTG, and I'll tell you about that here right now. Synthetic fragrances, this is what's found in 99% of personal care products out on the market, for sure. They are considered perfume, industrial. It's what scents your Vim, your Comet, all of those things. Those are synthetic fragrances. Then we have food fragrances. These are generally regarded as safe. That's what GRAS stands for. There isn't a governmental body that approves essential oil quality. So when you have essential oils that are used for food additives, all they have to do is pass the FDA standards for food additives, cosmetics, preservatives. There really isn't one that governs essential oils therapeutically. Then you have another category called therapeutic oils, and you'll see this all the time. You'll see oils that are labeled as therapeutic. You might be able to buy them in Whole Foods. You might be able to buy them at Shoppers Drug Mart. But then there's a fourth grade of oil, and that's called CPTG, Certified Pure Therapeutic Grade. You guys, this is the gold standard of grading essential oils. They set the bar for purity and potency. They are sourced absolutely worldwide. There is a worldwide network of people that are sourcing oils and harvesting oils for us, and that's for the best quality. They are 100% free of contaminants and pesticides, and they are subjected to rigorous testing to ensure purity and potency. Can you say that about a lot of essential oils that you've used in the past? Here's what it looks like to be a CPTG oil. First of all, you can look on the bottom of your oil bottle if you buy a bottle from doTERRA, and you can go directly to Source to You. And Source to You will tell you exactly where your essential oil began its journey, and will also print out these amazing little reports that you see down here. These reports are called GCMS reports. There's other reports that are available, and these reports will be spat out at you when you visit Source to You. Why is that important? It's because you want the oil to be pure, and you want the oil to behave the same way every single time. It's super important. These are the different things that doTERRA tests. Now, this is available. You can go and find this information on the Source to You website, or you can also go check out WholeFit.com or WholeFit on Instagram, and she has a whole post about this. They test for all of these different things within them, and it's super important. It makes them almost beyond organic, you guys. This is the other my favorite part of using doTERRA. This is co-impact sourcing. Co-impact sourcing is what brings people who produce the oils together with people who harvest the oils and with people who bottle the oils. And this is super important because predominantly America, Canada, different places have a real history of harvesting things from developing country, take, and then exploiting that country's resources, bringing it into the West or into the North, into the developing countries, and then making it unavailable to other people to use within that country. So that is not what we want. This absolutely has to be a fair exchange. It has to be beyond fair. It has to be beneficial for the people that are harvesting and producing. And that's what co-impact sourcing does. It also has to be a company that gives back. This is the Healing Hands Foundation, Days for Girls, Operation Underground Railroad, Rafa House. There are so many great foundations and charities that are benefiting from the aid that Healing Hands does. So there's a couple products that doTERRA has that you can purchase where 100% of the proceeds go to Healing Hands, and wellness advocates worldwide create their own projects to donate to Healing Hands. We'll skip this because we know it doesn't work. How you use essential oils, you guys, aromatically, topically, and internally, okay? And I'm only talking about doTERRA oils. When you use essential oils aromatically, you're breathing and smelling the oils, and that can have a really powerful effect on us. We have a part in our brain called the olfactory bulb, and when the oils pass by our nose here, they can become activated, and they actually bypass the part of our brain that makes decisions, and they go right into the emotional seat of our brains. It's pretty fantastic. this is some of the different oils that these are some of the different oils that you can use to help you become more inspired or to become more rested. If you know that 80% of all disease is related to stress. I heard an interview on the radio this morning or yesterday morning actually, where they talked about loneliness being as harmful to people as smoking 15 cigarettes a day, or more harmful than being obese or having type 2 diabetes. Loneliness, you guys. Our mental health is super important. This is where the aromatic use of essential oils really benefits. This is what I was talking about with the olfactory sense, the olfactory nerves in the nasal cavity. It sends signals directly to the limbic area where we have memories, emotions, endorphins, neurotransmitters. It's really, really cool. Excuse me. Sorry, folks, that's awkward on a live webinar. I just seem to have a tickle in my throat. Okay, using essential oils, you guys, now we're going to talk about using them topically. Diluting 1 drop of oil to 1 teaspoon of carrier is incredible. You always have to use an oil. Remember to keep the oils out of your eyes, your ears, your nose. That's really important. Essential oils are easily absorbed into the skin. Remember that the skin is your largest organ, right? So what we put on our skin goes into our body. Now, using them internally, this is a great, I wish I had some of those On Guard drops right here to help me with the tickle in my throat. Certain CPTG oils can be used as dietary supplements, and they support a variety of health conditions. You guys, I can't live without my oils daily. I'm actually, after 2 years of doing this, I'm just cracking the surface of internal use. I'm very, very excited by what they can do internally, you guys. The new oil that was just released, Yarrow Palm, is incredible in antioxidants and used internally. I've honestly never felt better. And I'm honestly using turmeric oil as well, which is a new release. But in my day-to-day life, I can be guaranteed to have citrus oils in my water. I can be guaranteed to be taking Lifelong Vitality, which has oils included with it. I can be guaranteed to be taking turmeric and yarrow. I can be guaranteed to be diffusing. But yeah, it's pretty exciting. So let's talk about how these really work, you guys. Our cells, they communicate with each other through electrical impulses, our hormone system. We have a real problem with a lock and key mechanism where toxins block the receptor site so they can't communicate. People who have like depression, they often have issues with this where their receptor sites are blocked. People with diabetes do not have the ability to have their hormones activate receptor sites. This can honestly wreak havoc with the system. So this is a lot of science. It's something that I'm really passionate about, but there's these things in essential oils called phenols, sesquiterpenes, and monoterpenes. So basically what you have to think of them as is that phenols are cleansers. So they go onto the cells and they clean off all those toxins and unlock that, or like unlock that physical door, or unblocks that physical door. So cellular damage and different things like that, phenols will make sure that the outside of that cell membrane is super clean so that you're able to actually access the cell inside. Then you have these things called sesquiterpenes. They're basically the police. So once the door has been revealed by the phenols, the sesquiterpenes enter through the door and erase garbled, miswritten information. They clean up the scene. They get in there and they get rid of all the hoodlums that are hanging out in your cells and make it like awesome for your cell to exist. And then you get monoterpenes, which go in and they do the fixing. They're the cleaner uppers. They fix the cells, they reset the DNA, and they're really awesome. So examples of phenols, you guys, are the ones that are really powerful, like wintergreen. We've got basil, fennel, peppermint, oregano. Those are the ones that are going to do the bulk of the scrubbing work. Then the sesquiterpenes are the ones that are really great for like relaxation and as you think of them. So things like myrrh and chamomile and vetiver, black pepper. I reckon that copaiba would probably be in there as well. And then monoterpenes are your citruses as well as frankincense, balance, splend, juniper berry. Let's talk about safety. Remember, I said these were super potent. You don't apply to body entry points. You have to wash your hands after. Less is more. Using smaller amounts more frequently throughout the day is super key. Remember to store your oils with the cap sealed so that they're away from direct heat as well. That is going to keep your oils lasting longer because oxidation is the enemy of long-lasting essential oils. So whatever you can do to prevent oxidation, the better. When you're using them, you want to dilute them when applying topically most of the time. 1 to 2 drops of essential oil in 1 teaspoon of carrier oil. And for kids, you can do 1 drop and 1 tablespoon, okay? And there's lots of information found online. And when you join us and get your wholesale account, I have lots of information that I provide people who get started. So we're going to talk a little bit about the 10 most popular oils, okay? All of these oils are found in our most popular starter kits, with the exception of the Aroma Touch Diffused, but we'll talk about that in a minute. You guys, peppermint, there isn't a day where we probably don't go by using peppermint. There isn't a day that goes by where we don't use peppermint in this household. It promotes healthy respiratory function, clear breathing. My husband uses it all the time for his headaches. I love peppermint beadlets because as an insulin-dependent diabetic, I can't actually have a lot of candies and breath mints because I'm avoiding things like aspartame and artificial sweeteners. So peppermint beadlets are perfect for me if I want to just have a quick breath freshener as well. Not only that, but it's a super pick-me-up, okay? And they're great for using on the body. Peppermint foot lotion, there's nothing like it. It's so, so incredible. Our peppermint actually is sourced in Washington State as well. Now, lavender. Lavender, when people ask me what my favorite oil is, I always say lavender. And there's reasons for that. Lavender is the Swiss Army knife of oils. If you have something that you're working on, lavender is probably one of those oils that can treat it. Whether emotionally you're feeling like you're a wreck, you need to have a good night's sleep, you have a bee sting, you have a pimple, excuse me, you have a burn. All of those things can be treated with lavender. It's pretty amazing. This lavender comes from Bulgaria, from a centuries-old farm in Bulgaria, and it's very floral and very light, and it's 100% pure Lavandula angustifolia, as opposed to a lot of synthetic lavenders that are a different kind of lavender or a spike lavender, which will not give you the same therapeutic benefits. Now, lemon, you guys, is an unsung hero. Lemon goes in everything around this house. We wash our fruits and vegetables with lemon or wild orange. We drink lemon in our water. Lemon is also used for removing stickers. It's like Goo Gone. It's used for removing stickers off of things that we buy at the thrift store or at any store. It's used for taking markers off the wall if the kids happen to have drawn on the wall. It's very, very, very potent. It's from the rinds of the lemon plant, sourced in Italy, and it's cold pressed. So it's definitely one that can be used internally. Now, Melaleuca, this is another fantastic oil. Melaleuca is also called tea tree oil, you guys. You have a couple pictures here over on the left of one way where you can use Melaleuca to soak your toothbrushes, because your toothbrushes are full of bacteria, right? I don't know if you knew that. And then another thing I love to use it for is deodorant support or spraying on my feet after going to the pool. That's a great way to use it. Now, oregano. Oregano is this like 1-2 punch kind of oil. This is the one that goes in for the kill if you happen to have illness happening and running rampant in your house. One of my favorite things to make is the Flume or the Flu Bomb roller bottle. That incorporates oregano oil. Our oregano oil is super potent. This is not the bottle that you take and just put drops under your tongue. It's a very hot oil, and it 100% needs to be diluted before using. But it is a powerful digestion support. Absolutely fantastic for the immune system, and you can use it in cleaning as well. And you can use it in food if you want to make like spaghetti sauce. You just have to take a toothpick and put a couple drops, like put the toothpick in the bottle and then swirl it around in your spaghetti sauce, and you're golden. The king of oils. This is frankincense, you guys. This is resin from a few different trees, and it's done on purpose. They are all frankincense trees, but each one of them has a minor difference. And it's also responsible to harvest them from different frankincense trees as well, because not one is better than the other. They are all equally incredible. And our sourcing from Somalia and Oman is really, really, really high level. Pays attention to the natural resources. This is warm and spicy. It's incredible. Frankincense supports healthy cellular function. You could take a drop under your tongue every morning, or you could put it in a veggie cap if the taste wasn't something that actually resonated with you. You could add it to your moisturizer as well, and it will reduce some appearance of blemishes and rejuvenate your skin, age spots, different things that we experience as we get older, wrinkles and different things like that. Now, Breathe, this is a blend that doTERRA makes, you guys. It's also known as Easy Air in Canada. This will maintain clear airways. It's fantastic to support any respiratory issues that you may be experiencing. So if you have respiratory issues, I think I have something for you. Sounds like I could use some Breathe right now. So also, if loud noises are keeping you up at night, AKA your partner, you might be able to diffuse this to help everyone have a restful night's sleep. Deep Blue, you guys, you can see in the bottom there on the leopard print, PMS, Deep Blue and Claricalm together is the combination for any PMS cramping or emotional issues that you have. PMS is not a psychiatric disorder. This is something that happens at the beginning of every month or during the month for many, many women and many folks around the world. And this combination is absolutely key. I love Deep Blue. One of the primary ingredients in Deep Blue is the wintergreen leaf. You guys, I once carried a basket at Leadership where, just like our wintergreen harvesters do, where I put the basket on my head and it was weighed down on my back, and I had to carry the wintergreen leaves up a treadmill at a 10 incline. Oh, wow, it was something to behold. This is great for any of your aches and pains, your joint discomfort, muscle discomfort. It's so incredible for that. And it comes in 3 different varieties. You can get it in a roller, you can get it in a bottle, and then a rub you can see over on the corner there. Now, On Guard, you guys, this is another oil that gets a lot of traction in my family. This is your immunity blend, your protective blend. It helps your body's natural antioxidants, gives you effective immune support. This is one of the secrets why when I have a cold, it doesn't last as long. And you can make popcorn and you can soak your apple slices in On Guard, and it's an incredible snack for the family. On Guard is our oil that doTERRA uses to reduce your toxic load en masse. So getting a cleaner concentrate that's not going to make you sick and you could literally lick the floor with. Doing your laundry in a way that is way more gentle on not only your family, but on the environment. Washing your hands. It's time to lose the triclosan antibacterial soap. Newsflash, you don't need it and it's harmful for your body. Brushing our teeth with chemicals has never been a good idea, and we can replace that immediately with a natural toothpaste. This is another blend that I have to tell you guys about. This is DigestZen. This is your everything digestive blend. If you have digestive discomforts for any reason, this is definitely going to help you, make sure that that's not something that you're dealing with. If you have a heavy holiday meal, I know a lot of Americans have Thanksgiving coming up, Christmas dinner, Passover dinner, Hanukkah, any of those things that are coming up where you get together with your family and you can't control your food intake as well. This is a place where you can really come for a little bit of reprieve, a little bit of relief when you undo your pants at the end of the night and you sit on the couch and watch movies or whatever it is that your tradition is. We are using oils like caraway and peppermint and tarragon and those different things, and they're really helping you out. Ginger as well. Now, these are some of my non-top 10 favorites, but they're things that you need to know about. This is Immortelle, and we're using frankincense, Hawaiian sandalwood, lavender, and myrrh. And this is the anti-aging blend. And the secret is to apply it regularly around the areas where you feel like you might need a little bit support. And it's fantastic, you guys, at helping repair the cellular matrix of the skin. This is my perfume of choice. It also happens to be the Focus blend. Enhances your sense of focus so that you can stay on task a little bit. And it's great for a pick-me-up in the afternoon if you're having a hard time staying focused, you know, in that 4 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock time of day. And then another key oil that I absolutely adore is Whisper. I like to put this on my ankles because of, what's that called? Where you reflexology. It kind of goes onto your reflexology point. So there's a reflexology point in your ankle that's actually really great for supporting women's health. And this is the women's blend. And so I like to connect those together and make it really work for me. This is so beautiful, you guys. This is a signature scent that changes on every person. So if you put it on your wrist, it's going to accentuate your own body chemistry, and it's not going to smell the same as it does on somebody else. And then, of course, we've got TerraShield, which is great against the bugs. I'm really passionate about people not using DEET because I think that's a whole part of that human experiment thing. They say that it's not a danger to you, but isn't it? We have lots of instances where people have had psychological and nervous system issues from using DEET. And I think when we have natural resources or natural alternatives, you needn't even use it to begin with. Now, what's really important here, you guys, is that consistency is at the heart of prevention, okay? This is something that I'm learning really deep in my core right now. And I have made a commitment to consistently take care of myself because that is my insurance policy that I'm going to be alive in the next 10 to 15 years. So what I'm doing now is taking care of what I'm going to be in the future. That was a really key piece for me to put together rather than just living in a reactionary mode. What you see on your screen here is the Alpha CRS, ZE Omega, and the Microplex MV vitamins. These are formulations that make up the doTERRA Lifelong Vitality Pack, and they are super duper key to your overall wellness because it begins from the inside. And then for your little people, you've got the IQ Mega and your chewable tablets down at the other side. Start them early on the chewable tablets, you guys. These are not your Flintstone vitamins. There's no aspartame, there's no dye. They're sweet and tangy, and I love them. But kids that are accustomed to having a lot of sweet stuff are going to have difficulty with these. And but keep with it because the persistence is what pays off. And you can mix that IQ Mega. My kids will just take it by the spoonful, but you can also just mix it into smoothies. There's endless things available from doTERRA, guys, that will help you reduce your toxic load. These are just a few of them, just a few of the products. So there's simple next steps, you guys, to helping you live the best life possible. You have to do what you can with what you have, where you are in your life. I believe this deeply because not everybody is on the same path. Some people learn faster. Some people are ready to make changes quicker. But these are a few simple steps that you can do to help you live the most vibrant life possible. So choose your organic whole foods as much as possible. And if you can't do organic, choose whole foods. Don't be fooled that because you can't afford organic, it means you have to buy dead processed things. That's not true. Knowing that you have essential oils at your fingertips that you can use every single day to help further your wellness goals and to treat minor things when they come up is super key. Make sure that you know that your personal education about what's best for your family is honestly what's best. Being your own health advocate within your home is important, if not crucial. And then the most important thing, the thing that I had to learn deep, deep, deep in my core is that I need to surround myself with people that have similar goals to you. If you want to stop smoking, if you want to start exercising, if you want to stop drinking, if you want to start eating more vegetables and less burgers, you're going to have to surround yourself eventually with people that have those goals in mind. Because if you don't, you're going to find yourself constantly climbing up the hill as the hill disappears underneath you. And what you really need is a strong foundation underneath you, and maybe even someone at the top that's going to throw a hand down because they've already made it there and they're going to help you up. So let's talk about ways that you can get started and join our global wellness community, okay? So joining our global community, it's the collective, it's fantastic. There's several of us that are leaders in the community that absolutely have a passion for health and wellness. And I'm going to show you guys how you can join us on our journey, okay? So on the next slide, I'm going to show you some of the perfect starter kits that you have available to you. These starter kits, they include a discount for purchasing right away. You don't have to pay for your membership because it's included, and you get 25% off your purchases for an entire year. And you shop whenever you want through your own online store. You don't have to wait for a rep to order them or have them delivered to you. You order on your own and they come straight to your door. It's a really fantastic subscription if you want it to be, or just a one-time thing if you don't. Speaking of subscription, you have the option to do the monthly ordering rewards program. You can order free product for every 50 PV order and earn all your shipping back in product points. And you also have the option to build the business if you like. And so one thing that's cool about our community is that we believe in major value. We do all kinds of continuing education. We have an 8-week series of continuing education. We have ebooks. We have just general chats and jams. We have a thriving Facebook community that you can jump in and be a part of. And then we also have other educational webinars that happen. These are the kits, you guys, that I was talking about. We've got the Aroma Touch Diffused when I start on the left and then move towards the right. The Aroma Touch Diffused and the Family Essentials at the top, those are the smaller bottle kits that you can get started with. They're 180 and 185 respectively. My personal favorite kit, you guys, is the Home Essentials, where you get those top 10 oils that we just talked about, and they're all in 15 ml sizes, with the exception of the deep blue. And everything, so you get 3 times as many oils than you do with the other 2 kits, and you get that sweet Pretty Balm diffuser. That's a really great way to get started. My other favorite kit is the Nature's Solutions kit, where you get a whole bunch of different essential oil singles, you get some blends, you get a whole bunch of the On Guard products, you get a sweet little box, a diffuser, the Lumo, which is really nice, and a whole bunch of other products that are actually designed to help you make your toxic load switch, get rid of the bad, bring in the good, and you also get the $100 vitamin pack as well. You guys, with any of these kits, when you get started in this month of November, you get a $50 gift card for more doTERRA products in December. I just wanted you to know that, okay? So you buy one of these kits, get started, and you get $50 back right away on December 15th that you can spend on more doTERRA products as well. So if you feel like it, you can download, I'm going to put this in the comments, maybe in the chat box, where you can download your free wellness consult guide. So one of the really amazing things that I don't do for everyone, but I will do for people who are really interested in making switches in their lives, is I can offer you a face-to-face, one-on-one wellness consult over Zoom. And you can go ahead and download your wellness consult sheet, kind of get an idea of what we go through. We start you customizing a wellness plan so that you can identify your areas in your family and yourself that are of greatest need. We also have an amazing library of essential oils and wellness education. That's what I talked about in our Facebook group, as well as our continuing education courses. These are just some of the topics that we cover. One member of our team has an amazing yoga and oils program that she's put together, and it's just incredible. And we invite you, of course, to, once you join on board with us, you can have access to those programs for sure. And then I want to ask you, once you get your oils, what have you hired them to do? These are just some of the things that the oils can do for you in your family and in your life day to day. So there's a few different menus that I've created and put together here. we can always talk about boosting your energy and increasing your vitality. There's detoxing, helping with your emotional wellness, reducing your toxic load in your home. These are some different items and some different options that you have to put together kits that work super well and can help your health benefits, whatever, or your health goals, whatever they may be. So this is sort of the end of the webinar. What I invite you guys to do is to connect with me in any way that you would like. You can visit my website for more information. You can check out those kits. It's essentially heartcore.me is the website. And if you feel compelled to, shoot me an email, essentiallyheartcore@gmail.com. And that's where I can help you out best. You can ask me anything, any questions that you may have. I will be happy to answer them. Yeah, thanks for being here with me, you guys. This has been an absolute blast. I'm so blessed and find it really fortunate that I was able to have some of you join me here on the webinar today. And may you think about what you've learned from me. May you take it. May you do with it what you will. Know that I'm here and that I am available to answer any questions that you may have, whether it's about doTERRA or just to help you on your journey. I've been doing this for a while now, and I definitely want to make sure that it's something that I can pass on to anyone. That's my goal in this, is to help people in any way possible. So thank you so much for tuning in. And yeah, we'll see you guys next time. Bye.